Hello, hello. Here I go until I messed up there. Maybe I'll try to loop that. I wonder what I have on here. Let me get rid of that. See if this will loop for me. Oh, I didn't pick it up. The button's going bad on this thing. That whole little loop I just did. I gotta do it again now. Because I didn't pick up the last button push. Oh, that kind of sucks. Bear with me here. Oh, I suck so bad. Some days it's just like, man, what are you doing? Nice. That's weird. When I loop it, it doesn't seem to like let my. That kills my guitar tone in this way. Maybe I just have it too loud. That sounds alright though. Doesn't sound. I thought it sounded a little muffly there at a minute. That doesn't sound muffly. Oh, I know what it is. It's because the carbon copy gets like I did it on the recording and then also did it. I was playing with it too, so it's a little too much. Turn that off for a little bit. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do today. I just figured I'd turn this on for a little bit. Hope stream looks okay. I've got, I'm trying to get my sound set up more than anything here. I think I'm pretty close. It's all about microphone placement, etc. Really. And pedal selection, of course. So I've been going over, let's pull up a tab real quick. You're going to hear the intro music to the tab software, so you got to bear with me here. All right, so I have been working on Tarantella. Some people say Tarantella, which I think is, I don't know what the actual saying or the actual way to pronounce it is. It's by Henryk Wieniawski. And the guy who arranged this particular one's name is Brendan Sloan. And it's pretty good. I only changed a couple little things just for my own picking ambitions. But let me see if I can get this to share real quick. I thought I had. Oh, there it is. Boop. Whoa, that's really tiny. You know what in the world? I gotta fix that real quick. Let's just get rid of that. That was totally your computer, by the way, not mine. There we go. X. And we will capture you. There we go. All right. We did it. So can I? Oh, yeah, I see. There we go. We'll throw that up there. Hopefully you can see that okay. Let me get rid of this too. Make it a little smaller. Nice. So, I will show you actually. Let's look at Heifetz playing this. And so this is incredible. Let's see if that will pop up for me. Oh, I gotta put it above you, right? One sec, I'm sorry. There we go. All right, so we'll watch Heifetz play this real quick. I'm gonna cut this up just a smidge too. Let's do like and 250 and 150. There we go. All right, so hopefully that'll be pretty close here to what we're looking at. There we go. All right.
But Heifetz is a relentless man, even a little stubborn. He continues his search for this same perfection.
Incredible stuff.
No, I didn't like this one, did you?
I didn't either. I like number 3 better.
Yes, well, let's listen to that again, shall we?
He asked recently to see his hands in slow motion. This was the result. 8 line. There are no words. We can only listen.
That's my favorite part of the song when he's doing the major part right there. So the first part is major. Let's do a different set. That's my favorite part. It's got such, the chords are so cool as they're coming in. Really nice major chord there. Really nice cadence that comes out of that that little section there. I think is really cool. That being said, though, you know, he flies through this thing, man, and it kind of develops this whole new thing. And it's incredible. And you know what's really cool about it too is the bowing technique kind of draws everything together. I am more of a staccato kind of guy, and don't get me wrong, I've seen videos of Heifetz, man, and this guy is, you know, a stickler for everything, right? But he was given a master class, and I think even Isaac Perlman was in there too, which is really cool to see. But he was in there too, and then he was giving him a lesson about staccato, and he was like, staccato like this, you know, like, and was being real particular about it, which I think is so cool. But was saying something to the degree of like, you know, how to get it to like bounce, the bow to like bounce off the strings. Well, it's interesting because that's kind of the same kind of thing that guitarists do for staccato is, you know, you're developing this like little bounce or like trigger motion that you're doing, right? And you're just syncing your hands up together for that. But to consider that they're like doing like almost a drum roll. I don't know if anybody who's watching has ever done a drum roll with drumsticks before, but you're kind of just putting pressure on the stick and allowing it to bounce back on itself off of the snare head, right? And it's kind of the same thing from my understanding, not from my actual doing, just from my understanding of what he was saying that day, that you're literally bouncing it to a certain amount and then, you know, syncing your fingers up to it, which I think is really cool, man. You know, I always thought that if I would have had the I guess the setup for it. For me, in my childhood home, there was a lot of guitar stuff, so of course I was completely enamored by guitar stuff. But I always thought that if there was maybe violin stuff instead, I might have the propensity to hop into something. Like if I'd have seen this when I was a kid, it would have floored me, and I would have probably been a violin player. Even to this day, you know, I still say that if there was any other instrument I played, it would probably be violin or cello or something to that degree. Because man, I got to tell you, that's as cool sounding to me as it gets. Sincerely. Hopefully this is still in focus. I'm gonna take it off of autofocus so it stops doing what it was just doing. All right, cool. It looks okay. A little blurry on the guitar, but good on the hands. All right. On the guitar, I can't. That's a tough thing to replicate. To replicate that kind of sound right there. And the thing is, too, is I play it with some distortion because I think that the bow on the strings has a particular kind of distortion-y kind of sound. Just in my own opinion here. Let me see real quick if that doesn't look good. I'm just going to check since it's on 720, but yeah, that's totally fine, right? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure it's not super blurry. Okay, yeah, but I think it's got a little bit of that distortion kind of sound. So that's hard to replicate on guitar, though. That kind of sound that he's got going on there. That was a good staccato. So that was extreme legato, just to my ears right there. And I always try to alternate pick that. That part right there, I try to alternate pick it, but I guess that's what it sounds like he's doing, is just legato. Maybe it says so in the music. Now, why don't we see if we can find the sheet music, actually. Let me hide this real quick. I don't know what's going to pop up. Sure you understand. That's Guitar Pro. That's what I mean. Boom. Getting easier for me by the day. Let's see if we can get a PDF of it. Oh, that's a PDS. Oh, I must have already done this. All right, turn my dark mode off. Good. Okay, so let's look through that section. There we go. Okay. Make this easier for you guys to see too. Bear with me here, sorry. Since I transformed that window. There we go. Oh, no, wrong way. Remember when I said it was getting easier for me? I lied. I'll just do this. Hello. All right, there we go. Let me just transform this one a touch. There we go. All right, so that should be pretty good. So let's just look here. So let's see what we get to. So this is a major section right here. We're going to the major section. Yeah, so it is legato. Look at that. Interesting. They're all tied. I didn't know that. So this is proof right here why it's important to also, aside from having the tab, to also check the sheet music, because this is not legato here. Interesting. And it definitely sounds different. So that is an interesting consideration there, I suppose, right? Let's do this one instead. Okay, so that's interesting too. He plays that major. Interesting. I didn't know that. Would it be? No, it'd had to be major, right? That's really cool, actually. And then he plays the next one minor. Right? Oh. I wonder if he plays the next D major. He does. Interesting. And then what's that last little one? Let me think for a second. Oh yeah. It sounds like he's playing at major though. He is. That'll be the same, I guess. That's really cool. So he kind of gone to the parallel major there, and I didn't even notice that in the sheet music. I guess maybe I didn't read that far to realize, to be honest with you. Ooh, maybe. I'll have to look into that just a little bit. Because the first part of it is when you come around to and it's right back into the main little capitulation right there. Let's do it. Just whoops, I messed that up, so I gotta do it again. No, I really messed that one up. Oh, sorry. I knew that. So, excuse me. That's interesting to consider, though, because that kind of makes it more interesting. It's not just redoing it over and over again. And it's funny that I'm just now picking this up. Let's just
Result. Positions called the line.
let's see if we can find one where he's just playing the whole thing straight through. Here we go. So there's like 10 seconds of music, right? But that's a lot of notes he played. Let's go over a couple of them. Oh, I'm not even looking at my thing. Is anybody talking to me? Yo, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't even know you guys were talking to me. What's up, dudes? Colin, I can be able to stay on. Watch for Colin, what's up, bro? Miss you, buddy. Good seeing you, dude. I'm sorry, man. That's my bad. I was doing guitar nerd stuff, man. That's my bad. Let me hide this. Cam, what's up, dude? This is Scherzo Tarantelle. This Heifetz playing it. Major minor 6 sounds amazing, but thanks, dude. Listen, I'm so sorry, man. I should have had the chat open. I always forget to do the pop out. There it is. Boom. Now we're good to go. Okay, I got the pop out. We can go back to Chrome. Boop. All right, so let's take a listen to this. Appreciate you guys popping in, by the way. All right. Cam, I hope you're doing well, buddy. It's been a while since I talked to you, man. You've always been crushing guitar, man. You should hop onto some stuff like this. It's really great. Yeah, so let's talk about some of these notes. I can send anybody this guitar profile if you want. I'd say to use it as a good like base. because it's not. I don't even think I've changed it. I might have changed it. I may have like in here, but the guy Brendan Sloan did really great with it. I think. I think all the notes are right, at least until we just found out that he does major to minor at that in there. But that being said, though, the position shifting and everything feels like it's good on guitar. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll just like take like a piano piece or they'll take like a violin piece or something. They'll just throw it in a Guitar Pro and be like, okay, Guitar Pro, you figure it out, and it'll just like put it wherever, and it really messes with the fingerings and stuff. And we'll see in a second. I'll go over Pagani's 16th Caprice as well here in a couple minutes, and we'll talk about that as well. But for this kind of thing, I would say to take everything you see here with a grain of salt and do what we just did and listen to the piece. Maybe pull the sheet music up and give it a gander as well, because that's always the important thing to do, I think. So maybe we'll pull both of those. That might be a little crowded on the screen if we do that, but let's do it anyways. I'm gonna hide my stuff. You guys know where you're watching me right now. That is that, and that is that. Okay, and then Chrome Big should go here. All right, so let's see if we can get this back on to boop. Oh, so that's the same one. I see. So we'll switch this to this. It's a separate window now. Bear with me here. Sorry about this. Try to get everything to pop up at once. Make it a little easier for us. There we go. Okay, so now we have everything on the screen. Sheet music included. We can kind of give this a gander here. Let's get this out of the way. There we go. All right. So this is what I would say to do. This is kind of what my, on any given day, this is kind of what my desktop looks like as I sit here. Is kind of close to this right here, where I'm like, hey, I need to like work on a piece or something, and so I'll pull the sheet music up. I'll get a tab, a general approximation, like maybe somebody put a tab together or something that is close, and I'll kind of use that as a starting ground. And what I'll do is I'll kind of use all three of these components with the one with obviously this one Heifetz is playing it, but with whoever the song itself playing, and that being what dictates what I do, like my ear being the king of the decisions. But anyways, let's talk about the first little bit here, and kind of how it sounds and looks. So we have the and I think it goes I have to remember the worst part is about when you do get into these songs. It's like you have to like start at the beginning to have all the other notes, like the memory of it. If you memorize it, that's kind of like, I think I always tell my students that memorizing it is just part of the process, because you end up just like putting all the patterns together, and you end up just memorizing it by way of just playing it a lot, or by figuring it out as you do. And that being said, you have to, you get in these situations where you have to play everything before you can get to the part where you remember it again. We can actually just look at the piano real quick too. So what are you doing? And then it's let's see. I don't think that's right, but I think it's gonna see. Oh, it's muted. Says it's all G minor, obviously. All right. So let me solo this again. Get back to this music, and so here's where we start, right? All right, so let's take just that part. That's what we just heard Heifetz play too, if you needed a little reminder here. Oh no, I just spilled my coffee because I was blocking myself. It didn't barely spill. You're gonna see some things pop up and go crazy for a second, but I have like 2 little droplets on my keyboard. I gotta get off real quick. I always hide my coffee behind my microphone, which you guys can't see right here, but it's like hidden perfectly in my vision behind my microphone. But it's got a lid on it, so we are good. I just need to get this a little bit out. Give me just a sec. I'll be right back. Coffee down! Coffee down! I might grab some more actually, and just make sure I put it in a place where I can see. Give me 3 minutes. I'll be back in 3 minutes. If there's anybody here still hanging out, I really appreciate you. I don't think there is, but I love you all. I love you all if you do come back to this. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, give me 4 minutes. All right, thanks for dealing with it, guys. Oh no. Uh-oh. There we go. Cool stuff. Oh, I hit buttons and it completely... Oh, no. Oh, no. How? It'd be control and minus, right? Oh, that's not going to do it. That's just showing you my... Oh, my gosh. Uh-oh. my computer or my give me a second. Uh-oh. Let me close these real quick. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Keyboard might be freaking out a little bit here. Coffee made it like right into the perfect spot or something. Oh no. Oh no. Ruh-roh, Raggy. All right, give me a second here. I gotta close everything out. Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we are good now. Let me reopen close window. Bear with me, please. Jeez. Yeah, it was stuck, man. That's hilarious. It was stuck on. Oh, it still is. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. I'm trying to get it all out. That's a can of air, by the way. I'm sure you guys are getting. Okay, I think we might be good. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened. Well, I guess I can because I spilled my coffee in it. Oh, the fun. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Something is wrong with the keyboard. Something is wrong with the keyboard. Hold on a second here. This is not good. Something is acting like it's being held down. Ruh-roh. Just gonna mute myself real quick. Sorry about that. I've poured like a legit whole mimosa inside of this keyboard before, and it hasn't done that. That is a little scary, actually. Uh-oh. I wonder what it thinks is being held down right now. Okay. Well, that's not good. Uh-oh. Bear with me for a second, please. Jeez. Ugh. Crisis averted, if only narrowly. Boom. Come back to me. Dude. Okay. We're good. We are good. Shall endeavor to persevere. And yeah. It was acting like the control button was held down. So, yeah. I was wondering, it made everything super big or super small. That was weird. Well, I guess it's not weird when you spill liquid into your keyboard. But I have to say, I've legit spilled, like I wasn't kidding when I said I spilled a whole mimosa in there before, like years ago. I've had this keyboard for like, oh man, I think like 7 years. And it is still going strong. It's the G810. Yeah, Logitech G810. And we'll keep all liquids over to the left. Good to go. All right, back to what we were talking about. Jeez, now I'll finally show off tear and tell here. Let me just pull my live stream back up. Sorry about that. All right, let me get back to normal size. Oh, that's just not it, is it? Oh, I thought it was control. Damn it. There's that. And reset. All right. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. Yeah, so we will, I just got to pop my chat out, get myself set back up. Be good to go soon, I promise. Thank you for bearing with me if you're still watching. If not, I totally understand. Okay. Everything's still good. Nope, everything sounds okay to me. All right, everything's still coming through. Let's open up all the stuff we had open again. Keep that with that. Oops. All right, get hyphens back on this thing. There we go. And it should be this one and this one. There we go. Oops. Oh, I see why. I promise I'll get this going pretty soon here. Sorry about this. We are close. All right, now just Guitar Pro to go, and there we go. Okay. Okay. Cool. So let us talk about the first little bit of this. And I will hide so you guys can see me a little bit better. Maybe I'll just bring this out a little bit. Maybe that's what we'll do. So, the first little bit here, and we'll actually, that's what we will. We'll hide this one, and we'll hide this one, and we'll just get Guitar Pro a little bit bigger. Like so. Okay, so this passage here that we were just talking about, which we were just playing before my keyboard went crazy. Which again, my fault. So this is not easy. This first sheet here is not easy, especially because what we have to do here is we have to alternate. So we're not really alternate picking. The way that I have done this is, and I might have said this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again here. As I like to think about the technique that's needed here. Coffee made it sound better, can't lie. Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. What we want to think about here is kind of like if you guys have ever learned Cam. I might have shown you this. I don't know if I have. If I haven't shown you this, dude, you gotta go learn this song. It's called "Biking Calm" by Paul Gilbert. It's actually probably be good with some drive. Am I right? Need to get myself in tune here. I feel like I'm sticky from coffee, even though I didn't really touch it, but I still have that like the heebie-jeebies about that. But anyways, the technique that's used for picking that first part, that little like a particular kind of thing that I'm doing there, right? And I'm kind of considering myself to be doing a big up down between the B or the E string and the G string. And I happen to be catching the B string on the way up to that G string. So they all sound like they're separate picks, right? But I'm not thinking up, up, down like that, like separate up, back in to go up again. I'm catching that B string on my way up and out to get to the G string like that. Right? So I'm not sweeping them, right? I'm rotating, I'm doing my upward picks or my downward pick slant. That's my comfortable pick slant is downward pick slant. I'm used to going outside the strings, like like the Paul Gilbert lick, right? Like that lick, right? That's what we're trying to do here, and we're kind of considering that we're catching that B string just by way of making our way to the G string, like that. So you should check that song out if you haven't already. That would really help you decide. You don't have to do that exact same technique, right? But it could maybe help you decide what you want to use for this song, because it's a really similar technique. We're doing we're doing 3 strings in a row, and they all have to be separately picked, right? We have yeah, same thing, right? Up, up, down, up, up, down, up, up, down. And most of this is kind of the same throughout, right? Even though when he goes to a different section here, but it's the same thing as we did before. Same with the minor section. Yeah. So I'll get there when we get there. I'll play it right, I promise. But this part, I always thought it was like that, with this note between, but it's actually he's doing like that. So so we have like a and like a B minor, an inversion more like, but it's like. I would think about it as being like an inversion of a B minor, instead of considering what it actually is. It should actually be D major, I think, right? Because we're using that as our root here, right? But in this case, you could probably think about it as being like the bottom part of B minor is, but it's the relative minor, so it would make sense to consider it that way anyways. My point being, we're thinking about it like that. So this little part's pretty cool, and it's again the same thing that happens throughout. We have a little section here where we're going to actually I think it's I gotta do the whole thing. Yeah, it's the B string for, and then the G string. So we're kind of making a D shape there. So again, real slow. So that's pretty much that first little part. And again, that's every time we have this like a recapitulation of that same thing. It might be a different chord we're doing, but it's inevitably the same technique and the same sort of like up, up, down kind of thing that we're doing there. If you guys don't do it the same way. So we get to the next part. Sorry. And there's proof right there. We're doing the same thing. We've moved shapes, right? We can have this like D shape that we're doing up here, right? But it's the same thing. 2 B strings and then a G string before the last note that we end on with our first finger, right? So it's this whole little section here, really slow. And then we have a really cool part. Now, the way that I think in the tab, I don't remember. Let's see how he did it here. Oh. Oh, I did change it. Okay, so I changed this. The way to do this, and I'm pretty sure this is me having changed the tab here, because I don't think it was written out this way. But I can send you this tab if anybody wants it. But oh wait, I'm not even showing you the tab. Sorry about that. But the way that it is with the tab here for this next little section, it's some fast pick notes. And generally, I would say, I'm an alternate picker, right? But this one's a little bit different because I think you have to catch each new string on an upstroke. Let me just make this window fit a little bit better for you. Let's do the bottom, like 100 and see what happens. Let's do 150. You have to, oh, well, that is not what I wanted to do. Here we go. All right, so that would be a little bit better, I think. Cut it off there. All right, so this little section here, and we'll loop this little part. To here, all right? That little part that I've highlighted right there, it's kind of like this. And what we're doing there is we are alternate picking, but it's tough because every string is on an upstroke, right? Now you could start the lick on a down or on an upstroke. I mean, to make them all be on a downstroke, right? We could just flip it. But that's cheating, especially when all the stuff you've already done to get to that point. It's a difficult thing to do. So we'll start on a downstroke. And the big key to this is we're having to have this shift here, right? We have these notes, but we need to shift our pinky there to get down to make this shape. So we have like a harmonic minor kind of thing here with that A sharp, right? Yeah, I guess that would be right. I think it would be. I think you consider it to be that if you wanted to. But yeah. I had to think about it for a second. So the whole thing again. And this is a cool little lick. That just requires some shifting there. This same thing happens a few different times. We'll go through and we'll have the same thing again. Sorry. get to here, instead of going, sorry, minor, we actually go up and land on the relative major here of A sharp. So, and the reason why is we're kind of leading into a major part here. There's our A sharp major chord right there. Anyway, there's that nice cadence we talked about. Right, to A sharp major, and so we've gone to the relative major here, and now he's doing the same kind of thing. I should say, I say he. I keep saying he. I'm assuming that Henrik is a guy, and that is also who I'm talking about. Not so much Heifetz. I'm talking about the guy who composed the piece. Right. He goes to a new section here. Right. Sorry, that's gonna be actually. And the way we played it is the same exact way that we did the first part, right? So we've made it, just to reiterate. Now we're doing our major part, right? We're doing the same exact thing we did the first time, right? Same exact thing, right? Except we're doing it in a different section. So now we're going to go up, I have to do it kind of quick. Right, so that's what we have there. And then we're back to doing the same kind of thing we did before. But we're going to bring it down in almost like octaves this time in that first little section there. And again, I think it sounded like he did it legato. So, and it's what the sheet music said too, so it's really cool if you want to do that. I'm going to keep alternate picking it though, because I think it's a good exercise. And really, the reason I learn these pieces and try to figure them out is because I try to do this as an exercise. I try to do this as, practice for certain things. It's like, taking these things and making them etudes, more or less. Let me get this extra distortion out of there. So yeah, we have, and then we just had this whole hole that's like F major shape, down in all of our octaves. And then we have this nice little section here to bring us to C minor. Let's see. Sorry. Yep. So and again, here we are again. Same technique being used, kind of the same thing we did in the previous sections, right? We've just changed chords. We're in a different place now. So that's a really nice cadence too. If we think about the chords that we're doing there. I shouldn't play that. That's gotta be. So yeah, I think. But it should be minor though, right? It's gotta be like. We're back to C minor here. And so, or C minor? Yeah, C minor. And so that's the same thing though. We're gonna bring it up the same kind of way. Now the interesting thing, the way that I remember these two sections here is I try to think about it as, we're rotating here. When we do the major section, we're going to like a major shape here. That's what I see when I see this, is like that minor, that D minor shape here. So I think it's interesting that, of course, we are going to A sharp major, which is what we're playing. Sorry, this is what we're playing down here. So it is A sharp major or B flat. I don't know. I guess you should say B flat since we're in G minor, right? But that being said, you can consider it to be that. But I think about this as being like the shape that I use for my like my D minor shape, right? And so it's interesting that we're going in the major. When we do the major, we're going up to do the whole like the minor shape, like that, right? But then when we do the minor, this is just a way to remember these things. We go to like what would the major shape be, right? Right? And we do this whole step, half step. This I should say half step, whole step kind of thing. Like that, right? Now it's the same thing again. Instead of going, we're doing it in minor. like that and going down an octave. So I know I've talked a lot. Let me get myself straight here, and I'll play through that section, that whole little bit when we make that change. After we come down from and we'll come down and we'll go straight into. So real slow. And then into the minor section. Sorry. Now we're gonna go all the way down. Really nice cadence there, almost like we're doing like a what were we in? G minor. That nice like harmonic minor, like 5 below. I guess it'd be like Phrygian, right? Or like Phrygian dominant. That kind of thing, right? Is what we have there. All right, and then we go into the little part that I talked about earlier, which has that. And my suggestion is 2 upstrokes and a downstroke. And you could use your thumb, but the problem is you're gonna have to make this shape right, and so using your thumb is kind of difficult. So you're gonna have to kind of run your finger back and forth. So it's important to like put the tension on the bottom of your finger here, right, and let your first finger just block the string, and then switch them, right, like that. So we're gonna go to B flat there, and then up to D. Same thing every time. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're actually doing like almost like a, I guess, maybe like a dominant thing, I guess, would it be? And then we're gonna come down and do the same thing here. We could keep it going. Up here, but it's easier. I switch sections. I switch spots here to do that. This next little section. So before I get ahead of myself. Sorry, I played that wrong again. Now it's the same thing, but we're gonna do it down here, like so. Yep. So this is a tricky one. This is like a little bit of a tongue twister for your fingers here, but it's fun. So we'll have like the first time we're gonna hit that extra note there, right? Instead of staying in our scale form, hit that. This should be a major note. Sorry. And then the second time, we're gonna hit the regular minor note. It's kind of like a major thing we're doing here. I know it's confusing though, because they're doing different chords back and forth here. So we have like a so that's the tough shift right there. One more time. That's just a triad, like a B flat triad, and then that's the last one. Once we play those 3 notes, 4 technically, we're gonna do kind of like, if you guys have ever done the diminished, that kind of diminished kind of thing. That's kind of what it feels like. Leading on your pinky to come down here, and then we have the last little part to get us back. We're right back to the beginning. Oops, I always do that. And it goes right back into, instead of doing the loop that we did before and doing it again, the second time he comes through it, he does the second time through, and then we're back into our major sound first. And then we're in the minor section. Oops. right back to where we were. All right, so hopefully that's helpful. I can send the tab, like I was saying, to anybody who needs it. Cam, if you want, hit me up. I can send that to you on Instagram, dude. If you want that. I'm not sure if you guys are still in here. I would totally understand if you weren't. Being that I had that whole kerfluffle there. So let's do, now we can cover Paganini as well, which would be pretty cool, I think. To do that, let me see here. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just going to, cool, man. Yeah. Hit me up. Let me know. And also, buddy, if you have anything you want me to go, I think it might just be you in here right now after my little kerfluffle there. If you have anything you want me to go over or talk about or anything, I'd be more than happy to, if there's anything in particular. I was going to go over some Paganini. This is actually a really challenging piece, like technically, and it's actually really beautiful too. And so if you want, we can go over that, or I can, we can go over whatever you want too, buddy. I appreciate you hanging out with me, dude. Very carefully take a sip of my coffee. Jeez. Let's see. Pull that up. I don't know that I have that tabbed out, to be honest with you. Let me try to find it first. Let's see. Yeah, I do. All right, there it is. So this is definitely not easy, but it's not easy in a really cool way. At least I think it's really cool. The biggest thing with this one is you have to. Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, I appreciate you, dude. So I will. We'll go over this one. This one is tough, man. And actually, if I can find the video of it, I'll show you Anton Oprin shredding through it. He is what we should all strive to sound like with this piece, I think. And what's funny, I think he messes up too in one section of it, right? But in a place that you could totally relate with, because at least for myself, when I go through this piece, it's the same place that I'm like, oh yeah, it's like this, not like this. It gets a little confusing. Let's see. I think it's Oparin. I can't remember. I think it's Oprin or Oparin. But this guy, here's this kid playing it, and he was a kid when I think he was like 13 or 14 or something like that. But he played this. I want to find. Oh, good. I forgot. He redid this, and he did it when he was just a few years ago. He's a little bit older, but he did this live at like a Gary Kramer booth or something. Like he was already sponsored, and he was like showing off. And they're like, "Okay, you're gonna play some pieces, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll play Paganini's 16th Caprice." It's like, what? Who the balls, man? That's incredible, man. And they had the skills to back it up, like more so than I think most other people. All right, I have to check through a couple of videos though. Let me show you this for a second. Let's look at this. So that's 10. That is Chromatic Fantasy, which he absolutely crushes. Let me see. That's part 6. All right, we're gonna go through them real quick just to see, and then I'll show you the video. King of the Monsters. Played some I forget which one that's another Paganini piece. That's like the one everybody knows, though, I think. I like the 24. 24 is my favorite, probably. Maybe 16 is my favorite. Oh, this is Chromatic. Yeah, this is Chromatic Fantasy. Sorry, the other one wasn't. My bad. There's technical difficulties. Oh yeah, I remember him doing that at the. He did that when he was younger. Here we go. Okay. So he absolutely demolishes this piece, in my opinion. I don't think he alternate picks everything in this particular situation, but I know he could. I think it should, in my own humble opinion, I think that this should all be alternate picked. That being said, though, he let's see. I gotta find it. Oh my gosh, I have so many windows. Will this? All right, let's be done with this one. We'll do a different one. Let me find it real quick. Sorry. There we go. All right, so he is absolutely demolishing this piece here, and I don't, like I said, I don't think he alternate picks everything, but I definitely think he could if he wanted to. All right, so whoa, right? Like, I think he's like 13 there or something. Maybe he's younger than that. Doesn't say. Yeah, absolutely incredible, right? But he, check him out here though. That's about as far as we're going to get today. Incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. The guy is, you know, a next level of, and he always has been, frankly, but he's a next level of alternate picking. Like, it's incredible. But yeah, so let's talk about this 16th Caprice then. And this is, it says my 16th Caprice, right? I think I even put my name on it for my, because so I transcribed it in this way, excuse me, I think is most advantageous, right? He's playing it differently in both of those places that we just watched it. When you played it live there, it was different than when you played it sitting there when he was a little bit older. But for him, I don't think these things matter. I mean, he's incredible. So I think that as he's going through these things, he's just doing whatever he thinks feels best to him. Same way I did for this. So let's start it off. I think this is a cool piece to play with a little bit of distortion. Actually, you know, before we do this, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back. Let me just, I'm gonna pop this back up, and I might put on. I'll put on something for us to listen to in the meantime. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of him shredding. Yeah, we'll do. Here, how about this? You can listen to him play King of the Monsters, the Paul Gilbert piece. I'll be right back. Yeah, I know. He's incredible. Anton, it's Operan or Operan. You should go check him out, dude. Some of the stuff's incredible. Wait, I'll show you this piece. You're going to dig it, I think. Just give me a second. See, right there, I wish he had a neck pickup right there, because that sounds so good on the neck pickup. That's how Paul plays it. But again, this kid is, man, incredible. All right, boom, hello. All right, so I think that part is something like that, and his little so yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's do let's do this piece. This piece is so cool, and so it's all I think it's all G minor again, which I think is kind of funny. I don't know if I'm attracted to that more than some things, or I'm really not sure. But I find the past two pieces that I really try to work out and spend a lot of time with have been G minor, and I do not know why. I always thought I'd be most attracted to D minor. I think that's probably, as many people consider it to be the saddest of all keys. But yeah, so let's talk about this one. So it starts off with a decent arpeggio, right? And so again, this you can find. Guitar is wonderful, and I'm sure I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but guitar is wonderful in this way that you can find all of this stuff in a bunch of different places. And so if you find yourself looking over this or listening back to this, and you're saying like, oh, I wouldn't play that there, I'd play it here. You should. You really should. This is just for me what I think is the best places to play these things. They're all the same notes, right? We're all gonna be playing the same notes at the end of the day. But for me and my technique of wanting an alternate pick and et cetera, I think this is the best. The things that I figured out and the places that I put them, I think it's the best places for me to be able to, for everything to piece together as close together and as advantageously for my picking. Sorry, I'm like, it drives me nuts now if I get like a smudge on. I'm so digging this guitar, and it's the first guitar I've ever had that like has a really nice top on it, right? So I'm like, I get like a smudge on, I'm like, no, gotta wipe it off. That'll go away in a couple weeks, I'm sure. All right, so anyways, we're starting off in this. It's our D shape of G, right? We're going down. You can consider it to be like kind of like with part of the C shape in there, like a C, part of the C minor shape too, right? Right. So we're gonna start. That's where we're starting at, and we're gonna kind of go around the bend as we do that. So. Yeah. Okay, I gotta remember this. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through that little section right there. I think this is the best place to play this right here, as we can kind of just stay in one spot, and all we have to rely on our finger our pinky to scooch over there. So that's how I like to play it. A little bit of a pedal tone lick right there, and then we're gonna come up to what is kind of like it's like a dominant kind of shape, right? We can think of it. You can think of it like that, or it could be diminished as well, I guess. If you want to think about it either one of those ways, I would usually go like this, but I'm setting myself up to do a diminished shape here, which we can, if you're still watching, dude, this is what you and I went over when we did all of our 7th chord shapes, right? We did the minor 7 flat 5. Right, that's a minor 7 5. All you have to do to make the fully dominant or the fully diminished shape is just take that 7 and pull it back. Right, and we're gonna do kind of like a string skip version of this, right? It's gonna go. Now, that's how I would normally play it with these two fingers, because I know I'm gonna have to reach up with my pinky to get this one right. Same thing as like. The same kind of thing, right? It feels the same way to me as doing this. However, in this case, we're gonna have to come back down with our pinky here. So we're gonna have to use our pinky for those. So now I gotta do the whole thing again. Like that. Kind of like that, okay? That's the last little bit of that section right there. We're going to slide our finger up to get that last note, which is interesting because that's our resolution to our little cadence we just played there, right? However, it's the first note of the next section, right? So he's cadencing, but not in a way that would make you feel like he reached home. As soon as you reach home, you're actually part of a new section there, going off. So I should say what's cool is it's going off of the resolution note, right? So you are resolved, but it's like it's continuing. It has that feeling of like continuing the song. So, again, the beginning. And I think, again, all this should be alternate picked if you can do it. It's a difficult thing to do to alternate pick single notes, right? But I feel like if you focus on the left hand more than the right hand, you can make it happen. So. Now here we can sweep this part because it does have a little bit of a feel. I think that is like a little bit of like the like a rate kind of feel to it when you listen to the piece. You can also alternate pick it. Sorry. Yeah, that's what it is. So in the first one, we're gonna go to a minor chord the first time. The second time, it's the same kind of thing. Right, a whole step down, same thing, whole step. We're going to a major chord this time, like that. Okay, so this little section. Sorry, I did it twice. Yeah, sorry. It's so weird when you slow it down, man. It crushes me. Now you reach the first real tough section for me, at least. That is a tough challenge, especially when you play it to what the speed would be. So we start with a downstroke. It's nice because it's all outside picking, right? Downstroke to upstroker, and then a downstroke again there. So we're doing big string skips, right? But if we use outside picking, it's really not that bad. And don't forget, the key to outside picking, at least for myself, is when we do the of course we need what Troy Grady would call two-way escape motion, or two-way pick slanting, as we've talked about before. But in this case, I would say that downward pick slanting is advantageous because we are out of the string on an upstroke. We have escaped the string and we are into the string on a downstroke, right? And so we're going to do that downstroke, pick a note, and escape again, right? Or we're going to do the downstroke and escape this way to be able to get to our upstroke, which escapes this way, right? So that's how we're thinking about this. I still consider this to be like a downward pick slant, even though it's angled, right? I'm angling my wrist this way. I'm not like going into the string this way. I'm escaping and then going back up to my upstroke this way. It never feels to me like I'm doing multiple notes like this, which is inevitable if you play a scale. Like, you're already here and you kind of have to stay here, right, until you flip it for that. And it's the same thing here. You see how my hand kind of tends to stay like this at some point, whereas ascending, it's not. It stays kind of like this, right? Which again, descending is upward pick slanting, ascending is downward pick slanting. Okay, I digress. Let's get back to this section here. Again, it's to major the first time, or minor the first time. Right, those are those two, and then we have this little diminished shape right there, and then we have this cool little pedal tone, like that. And again, outside picking is your friend here. So all together, slow. Sorry. So that's just a nice little major thing. That's dominant, right? All right, and then that right there in the piece, he resets right there, and he goes back to the whole thing again. I need to practice this more. Sorry about that. Yeah, but so that's pretty much it, right? Now we're into what I would say is the kind of easier part. We're leading to what I would consider to be the toughest part, because it's I don't want to call anybody's music nonsensical, but it kind of is. And I feel like a lot of the classical pieces, it's like this, it's like repetition of notes that until you like work it out, like just listening to it, it's tough to understand and tough to think about like the sense that it makes, right? But then when you start working through it, like as I sat there and tabbed this out, the next part made a lot more sense to me. Like I found the pattern, like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing. Oh, okay, this makes sense. You know, he's like, but as you're listening to it, it just sounds like a whole bunch of like weird notes, kind of. So, all right. Now we're going to the next section, which I said was the easy section. Right? And it does that twice, except for the next time it does it. It's a whole step down, so. And it plays a whole hole here at the end again. So again, slow. And there's chords that connect it, which I'll go over in a second. But nice little cadence there. So I've come home, right, to B flat. Again, so and you're seeing a pattern here, right? Is that in these classical pieces you generally have the minor is like where it starts, and then they have, you know, the relative major, as some would call it, or just the major of the relative minor, which that sounds confusing, but it's the first degree of what you were starting on the sixth degree on the relative minor, and now we're on the first degree, right? Which is the major, which is where the relative minor came from in the first place. Okay, what I mean though is that you know, you'll have this like this nice like, and then eventually you'll get to this. And it'll feel like a little bit of a, or they'll use it at least like a, there's the cadence. There's a nice cadence where we've kind of come home, even though we didn't start at home in the first place. And if you did consider anything to be home, or sorry, that should be home, right? Okay, so in this section, we have to play dyads, some dyads going up and down. And I think they sound really great, especially if you have, you know, the ability to hybrid pick. This will really help you out here instead of having to do outside picking, but that's, you know, it's totally fine too. So this section again, the first little part, and then we have, sorry, I have to do it fast. I don't know why I have to do it fast. It's like it's such muscle memory. It's crazy. I have to do it fast again. Let me figure out what it is real quick. Give me a second. Okay. All right, and I play it like this on purpose because I need my first finger for this next. That's coming eventually, and it's easier to just keep your instead of doing and trying to try to slide back to your middle finger here. So I would recommend doing it that way. So now instead of coming, we could come back to our chords here, right? There's a challenging one that comes up, so I play them here, like so. Okay. So let's get to that again. Or we'll do the whole thing. And then instead, I almost wanted to do it. All right, and then close to up to speed. Kind of like that, right? This next little part's pretty cool. So this little part, I didn't realize. I learned I can like push through it. And I didn't realize this might not be the most advantageous way to play this. It is for me now that I've done this a bunch, and I've just kind of put it in there without thinking about it. And I was thinking about it the other day as I was speeding it up. I was like, you have to lead with your pinky, which is always difficult to do. To like try to jump positions with your pinky, like which is kind of what we're doing, right? Right? But I'd say to try it and see how it works for you, and if not, maybe you move it. So. Sorry. I did it again. And then just 3 octaves of B flat, right? I like to do, maybe we'll grab A and bend it up half a step. Or something like that, which would be nice. Just, you know, anywhere you can add that, I think is really cool. All right, and so then we have the section that I called kind of nonsensical. Again, I'm not taking away anything from the piece or the virtuosic nature of the writing of the piece. I'm simply stating that as we're listening to this, even slow, like this is one of those things you listen to and you're like, how do I make sense out of learning this? Like it just doesn't. I've listened to a lot of classical pieces that are kind of like this, and it's like those are just notes. For me, like Moto a Perpetuo was like that until I worked it out too. As you work it out, it's like, oh, I see the patterns within. And once you get the patterns, it'll start making sense. So the section goes kind of like this. And so you can see what I mean there. It's just notes, right? But as we're going to work through it here in a second, you'll see there's patterns for sure. So it's, and that's the only weird one. When I say weird one, I mean that's the only time we're not using like half step, whole step, half step, or whole step, right? Which is, you know, pretty standard when you're playing major and minor shapes, which just pretty much sticks in major and minor shapes aside from harmonic minor or Phrygian every once in a while, Phrygian dominant, I guess. And so again, really slow. Sorry. So that's kind of the pattern that I'm talking about there. It goes. And then the same thing again. And it always starts with the middle finger next, right? So imagine this being the minor note and this being the major note. That's the way I like to think about it, okay? And of course, you wouldn't, that's probably not the best way to think about it, right? It's definitely the root. But you're making it what would be like a minor shape here versus a major shape here is kind of what I'm saying. You're holding like what would be the third, right? And you're forcing the root to be one or the other, which is making it either major or minor. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so... And then the main. Oh, sorry. That's kind of the main pattern leading into. And you can hear it's kind of the same thing we just did there as I went through it, right? I'll give it whoever wants it the tab, but I'll play it really slow right now. So if anybody's watching this back trying to figure this out, you can. Next little part, same thing. This part gets a little weird, I will say, because we have to go. This little part, I think about this as being like we're playing a whole step, half step, and then we're gonna take our pinky and pinky down half a step and play a whole step, half step. Did I say whole step? I meant half step, whole step. Sorry. And then take our pinky to where the note was missing and play that with the ring finger like this. Right? So again, oh my gosh. Sorry. Now we're back to normality here. We kind of have a cool little thing. Pretty cool little lick. This is a little bit of a challenge because I couldn't figure out a better way to play this. You're going to have to inevitably roll with your pinky, which is never ideal, I would say, in my own playing. It's never ideal to try to have to play to roll and use 2 notes with your pinky like that. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. So just try to put it in there like that if you can. So we have let me do. So we're doing like a pretty easy major shape here, 1 3 5 octave, right? And then we're gonna do kind of like dominant, but it's like minor third to major third, right? That's kind of what it is. So you can think about it as almost like a blues lick, right? Right? I would think about it like that actually, but the problem is we're going to minor 7 to get our to get that resolution there, right? So we have and that's where our pinky roll comes in. So that whole little section there, all right, and then we have some more pedal tone stuff coming up. Sorry. Yep. Oh man, I suck. Right, into another little. Oh, sorry. Now we're in a major pedal tone. Sorry. Which if you can see your Paul Gilbert string skip there, we're doing that and just going to 5 below. Right, that's pretty much what we're doing there. All right, and so let's do that little section again just to make sure, because I know this is probably getting confusing. Sorry. Let me do it one more time. And then we have our. And then we have a cool little section here. And the way I think about this is that you're going to line up the half step on the E string with the root note on the first one and on the last one, okay? But the ones in the middle are going to be a half step off. The root's going to be a half step lower than the two, all right? And once you kind of think about it in those terms, it gets a little bit easier. So we have. So that's what I mean. So first one, second. Sorry. Oh, I gotta do it all. Sorry. That's not right. I gotta do it all again. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so we go down chromatically. Down. And then go down that half step. You can see I played that wrong. That should be to get our cadence, right? And then we have what I would think is the coolest part of the piece right here. Oh man. So that's pretty much where we'll stop. I think that's where my that's as far as I've tabbed out so far. But let's do this one little this one little piece right here. This is the main piece I wanted to get to, and so I think that's where I really stopped at. This is so think about it as being like your major triad here, and we're going. So we're gonna go major triad, and then we're playing, and we're doing it with this. Another major triad, and we're doing it in a C shape this time, right? Now we have a diminished thing, which is kind of the same thing, and they sound really cool together, I think. If you don't mess it up like I did, which is really cool stuff, right? All right, so I'm going to play for a minute or two, and then I think I'm going to get off. Cam, send me a DM, bro, and I'll send you PDFs of all this stuff. If anybody's watching this back, I can send PDFs. I think I'm going to I have a Patreon, and I think I'm going to put some stuff on there. And it could include this stuff too, but I'm not really one for, I think the guitar community, don't get me wrong, I'm not somebody who has a ton of money floating around, and it'd be nice to make money off of it, but also it's, this is kind of I don't know. It's one of those things where I was privy to all this stuff just by being tenacious and going and finding it, and then, developing an understanding of how to do it myself based off of that. I mean, Paul Gilbert himself put every single one of his instructional videos and things he ever did on YouTube, and I would not be sitting here playing guitar like I do unless he had done that. And so it's hard for me to really, punish the person who's trying to learn, or charge them for it if they don't have money. I was a very, very poor kid when I was coming up, and I had no money for anything, and I found a way to get Guitar Pro without, without really getting it. And then, eventually, obviously I pay for it now, but what I mean by that is that I was a kid back in the day, just being given a computer with stuff already on it, using somebody else's stuff. I didn't have anything, and YouTube wasn't even around, when I first started. And so when YouTube came out and Paul Gilbert just let all his stuff be on there, and then you had all these other people who were just going to give him free lessons and stuff. And, that's what really, helped me push to the level that I'm at. It obviously took my own tenacity to get there, but it's hard for me to want to, if you want to learn this, you can send me a message and I'll probably send it to you. But I'll put some packs together as well for those who do want to go buy like a whole pack of something or whatever, and who have the money floating around. If you don't, just send me a message, and I will I'll send it to you. But I'll put some packs together for people who want to buy like a lesson pack or something. And I give lessons as well. I've been burned pretty bad as far as my own personal lessons are concerned. It's nice to have, like where I'm teaching right now at a school, I have like a person who deals with the schedule stuff, and I don't have to do the schedule stuff myself, which is nice, because I find that the difficult part of doing it yourself. With that being said, if you guys want to get like an hour lesson with me or something like that, we can talk. You just send me an email at adamweaverlessons@gmail.com. And yeah, or you can just wait for my next live stream and ask me questions here, because again, I'm not one that's going to hide anything from somebody who wants to learn. So, all right, I'm going to play a little bit. Let me get rid of this. I'm going to play just a little bit, and then I'm going to hop off. If you're still watching, I really appreciate you. Cam, you're the man. I appreciate you, buddy. Send me a message, and I'll send you whatever you want. All right. Oh, that sucks. Oh. Oh, duh. All right, dude. You showed up in my feed, but I was the guy who sat next to you in guitar class back in 2014. That's crazy. Hope your injury is better. Hey, thanks, man. Which one did you sat next to me back in 2014 in guitar class? In guitar class. Oh, you mean at John Tyler, right? Oh, interesting. What's up, dude? I'm trying to remember because I moved seats twice, and then I didn't go back to that class anymore. After a while. I'm trying to remember which one you were, buddy. I'm sorry, my brain is failing me. I thought you were talking about UVA, man. My bad. Because I went to UVA after, but I didn't take a guitar class there. I don't think. Not necessarily. I took a bunch of music classes though. Hey, but I appreciate you, man. It is. I'm actually not using a cane as much anymore. Rarely, and I walk with a limp pretty bad. But the cane is a thing of the past, pretty much for me, man. And I've been getting into trying to push myself into golf and stuff, dude. So yeah, man, doing much better. I really appreciate you popping in here, man. And yeah, so the cool thing is too is does that mean you're still doing guitar stuff? If I'm popping up in your feed, you have to be doing some guitar stuff still, huh? How's all that going for you? Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it was a you're giving me too much credit though. It was a basic course. I've been playing guitar for like 20 years at that point. You know, maybe not quite that long, but I've been playing guitar for a long time. And he was going over basic stuff. You know, it was kind of weird. He would just leave and go smoke cigarettes for like 30 minutes. So that was kind of weird. I'd be like, yeah, you just go walk around. But you know, yeah, man. So look, you know, I'm an old man these days. I'm in my 30s, man, and you know, I've been playing guitar for a very long time, and it's I've actually you should go back if you have some time. I went over a couple really good classical pieces. I don't know how advanced you are at guitar right now, but I would love to help you out. So I don't know if you still are playing or anything, or if you have any ambitions to, but if you do, man, shoot me a message. I'm on Instagram too. It's just DreamMover87. You can shoot me a message, man. I can send you a couple things to get you off whatever plateau you're on, which inevitably we are all fighting a plateau at some point. But if you need anything or whatever, dude, I appreciate you popping in here. Yeah, man, it's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. Oh, dude, I totally remember you, dude. How you been doing, man? Absolutely. Where'd you go to school after that, man? Did you just do John Tyler? I assume that music wasn't your major while you were there, right? Oh, you know one that people always think is capoed is, that one, people always think that's capoed, but that's just John Frusciante being a little extra. And when you say stagnated, man, stagnated in what way? Are you doing? What kind of stuff are you into? Like, what's a piece that you feel like What last thing you worked on? And obviously the goal, I feel like, I assume when you say stagnated, you probably mean stagnated in the way of your own development and your own voice on the instrument, right? Which I think we all fight with every once in a while. Oh, no way. I'd love to hear that, dude. Well, I think it was a music theory class together, but yeah, sadly I dropped that due to some other stuff. But so yeah, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want you to be like, oh, you're confusing me for somebody else, man, or something. But yeah, it was more than just guitar class, right? I totally remember you, bud. I'm so happy you say I inspired you. So look, man, I'm still here, dude. I could send you anything you want, man. If you're still into guitar stuff, man, I could get you into some really cool stuff. If you're into jazz stuff, I can send some stuff over too. Actually, I just worked out not that long ago. It's kind of a Paul Gilbert version of it because he's the first person I saw talk about it, and then he had the chords that he listed. I can send you over what's it called, man? God Only Knows, like by the Beach Boys. I think Brian Wilson has some amazing usage of like alternate chords, right? Like that's a substitute chord right there. And so is that, which is this nice back, things like that. I can send you some stuff, dude. Oh, dude, well, that's, that's stuff that we can fight through a little bit. And what's cool is I always thought that, in my own endeavors, like finding a piece and then trying to use that piece as like a stepping stone to other things was always kind of my own thing. Like the first piece for me, I think, it was just a song. The first song for me was like, I learned the solo to Crazy Train, and I could play Crazy Train. I remember like actually playing it and putting on the song and then actually playing with it and stuff like that and being like, yeah, the solo section will come up and I do maybe a little bit, it's always good to do your own kind of improv around it. And I still hold that true to this day. You can just reach me on Instagram, dude. It's just Dreamweaver87 on Instagram. You can just search Adam Weaver. My last name has no A in it, just Wever, and I'll pop up. And just shoot me a message over there, dude. But yeah, so I, with Crazy Train and stuff, it was tough. Don't get me like it's got tapping. It's still what is it? I'm playing an E right now. I think it's an F sharp actually, but it's like or something like that, I did like the Satriani, Satriani like pick tap. Those things got me like off that hump. I was doing like Avenged Sevenfold and Iron Maiden and AC/DC, things like that is kind of like what I was doing before that. But then found Paul Gilbert the summer of being 16, and I was like, oh gosh, I'll never play guitar like that. And I saw him do it was called the Tokyo solo, or it was a solo when he was in Tokyo, and he did this like and I was just like floored by that. I've never heard anything that cool before. And musically, it's simple. It's just a minor triad with a little bit of like a with like a little I guess you could kind of call them cadences, but little things like that with resolutions inside of it, and I thought it was so musical but also so technical. And so I looked up his stuff, and he had a song called Curse the Castle Dragon. So I don't know your skill level right now, not yet at least, but maybe you should look up that song called Curse the Castle Dragon by Paul Gilbert. It's got a pretty technical part in it, and it really makes you, when you go and find a song like that where it's like, hey, it's got technical things in there, you almost forget about them because you're trying to play the song as a whole, right? And when that section comes up, you just inevitably play it. And even if it's sloppy or whatever, you are trying to, you're trying to get it in the song, and that section goes by, and then you just go to the next section that you maybe play really well, and that's not a bad thing at first. Of course, you can't do that always. You have to maybe take the time to focus on the sections that are tough and really make sure you're playing those just as good as you're playing the good sections, right? But to put it in context of something, I think that's the best thing to do. And Kirsten was it's not a super tough song, but then it comes to the right. It comes to a fast picking part and like a like little things like that, right? And I don't know if you have Guitar Pro, but if you have Guitar Pro, it's a godsend for these things, right? Because you can take the whole song and put it on 50% speed, and you could go through that section, like the certain section. And play them at 50% speed and try and work them up to where you're more comfortable with them, which that's kind of what I did. And then next thing you know, you're playing your own thing. Maybe you're doing like a 1-4-5, and then you're maybe taking a lick from the song and sticking it in there and kind of adding to your vocabulary, and then you're maybe changing the lick, to something else halfway through. That's your own kind of thing. That's kind of my thing is like, finding these patterns and changing the patterns and trying to put them in my own, like, the standard like Jimmy Page kind of thing, or trying to find like different patterns throughout. Things like that, and just kind of adding to that vocabulary, keeping that bag open and just keep throwing stuff in that bag and then pulling it out every once in a while, combining stuff, trying to smear the line between the two. But I can help you with all this too, bud. I'm happy to hear you're still playing guitar. I'm really happy to hear that you found some inspiration in me. I don't know what I did. I really appreciate you, though, saying that. It really means a lot, sincerely. I think you might be giving me a little bit too much credit. But that being said, though, if there's anything else I can do, man, just let me know. Send me that message. Please make sure you send me a message on Instagram. And yeah, I was actually going to hop off. I got some yard work and stuff to do, hang out with the kid and stuff. But is there anything you wanted me to go over or anything before I do that? Is there anything particular that you are working on that I can show you? Or is there anything I can, song-wise or whatever have you? I don't mind, going over whatever. Oh, and it's funny, if anybody's watching this video back, I totally spilled coffee on my keyboard earlier. I'm going to take like a 10-minute break for me to figure that one out. I get a can of air and shoot it all out. But man, oh yeah, heads up for that one. This is going to be a funny one. Okay, cool. Yeah, Guitar Pro is where it's at, dude. Oh, cool, man. Yeah. Okay, right on. So, yeah, let's talk about it later. I'll do more live streams. I try to, so when I go down and teach at the school, if I get there early, I'll try to do like a half-hour live stream or something like that. And maybe I'll look up some Opeth stuff, some of the more difficult stuff or whatever, and go over it. But send me a message on Instagram, maybe include a couple songs and stuff like that, and then I'll go over them on the next live stream. Or maybe I'll send you a video or whatever if I have the time for it. And we can talk about it. But I'm going to play it for another minute or two, and then I'm going to hop off, get some yard work done, because the leaves are incessant this year. It's absolutely insane. But I appreciate all you guys, man. Yeah, man. Right on, dude. Well, yeah, that's what friends do, man. Friends help each other out in situations that they have information. I'm sure you helped me out too. I'm sure that was not a one-way street, my friend. But yeah, good to hear from you, bud. Shoot me a message, and I will shoot you one back, and then I will talk to you soon. All right, I'm gonna play a little bit, just some whittly diddly nonsense, and then I will hop off. I appreciate all of you guys. I didn't think I was gonna stay on this long, but I will talk to you guys later. And Cam, if you're still here, dude, I appreciate you, man. Send me a message too, dude. I'll shoot you these tabs that we were going over today. It's pretty heavy stuff, but I know you'll crush it. All right, dudes. Let's do heavier stuff. Oh, you know what I was trying to go over? This is the toughest. Trying to get that harmonic minor scale going down. Because you have to switch finger position. Let me remember. Oh, that's right. That's not right. What is that? Now I gotta remember it all again. That's a really cool one. It's just, I really like that, the groove. That's so nice, man. All right, dudes. Everybody have a